My buddy Trad Rogers and I turned this buck up by accident, just jumped him out of his bed in some tall sagebrush, and he ran out into the desert a few miles, disappeared. And actually, that evening, we were looking for him and found this shed and were admiring it when he just stood up out of his bed, which is that strip of shade behind him and to the right. And we got down and got ready, and he just started walking right to us. Trad made a shot at, I don't know, it's probably 100 yards or less, and we thought it was a good shot. He looked like he was hit good in the shoulder, but see there, he bucks. We weren't quite sure where we hit him yet. Thought he was just hitting that front shoulder. Still preparing to make another shot here, but he kind of limps it out, and within a matter of 30-40 seconds, this buck was fine, like nothing had happened. Just kept coming to us, and it's kind of a question of, well, is this deer all rutted up and just purely hormonal and following the scent of a doe and lost his mind completely? Because I've seen deer get pretty stupid, and I've seen deer do strange things when wounded during the rut. But there's another thing that we'll get to a little later that we discovered after the fact that may bring up some questions as to why the behavior of this buck, being a pretty mature deer, I think he was about 4.5, 5.5 years old, acted this way. And we didn't know it yet, and you might be able to see it right before the second shot, but he was just barely skimmed on his right knee, front right knee. He limps it out, and he kind of disappears behind this little rock knoll to where all we could see was the top of his tines for a bit, and then nothing. And by the time he popped out around it, he was back up 100%, just moving and trailing that scent like nothing had happened. Keep in mind, this is a public land over-the-counter hunt, and at this buck's age, he surely had encounters with other folks, other hunters, that we have 100% confirmation he was shot at. Trad finally got the muzzleloader reloaded, and this buck's still just coming towards us. And, I mean, he came in really close, and right here, Trad makes another shot. Hit him. And right here, he's hit good with a frontal. Sorry about the shakiness. My camera's optical stabilization was malfunctioning, and it was a little rough, but you can see that big old hematoma starting to form right at his brisket there. It's kind of wild to see. This buck was bleeding out internally. It was all kind of captured in that the wound kind of closed up around the hole, and all the blood just trapped into that pocket there. The shot placement was just a little low again on this buck, and it kind of broke off the brisket and then deflected up into the body cavity, into the heart. And he gets hypoxic here and goes down, but there's also some questions to be answered there about proper shot placement. It can be a matter of inches to make the difference there, but regardless, this is a pretty nice deer for an over-the-counter public land hunt to get to this maturity. And that being said, when we were processing him, we discovered a buckshot pellet in his hind quarter, which made us wonder, was this purely hormonal and this deer was following scent and caught in the rut? Or was it lead poisoning with heavy metal in his bloodstream, which is known to cause cognitive issues in humans and surely animals, but potentially a combination of the both? Let us know in the comments what you think about it, and we appreciate you watching.